Most people spend their entire lives chasing success without ever stopping to ask a simple question. What does success actually mean to me? Not to society, not to family, not to social media, but to me. This question sounds simple, yet for many people it is deeply uncomfortable because the truth is that most human beings inherit their definition of success from the world around them. From childhood, people are taught what a successful life should look like. A good career, money, status, recognition, productivity, achievement. Society builds an image of success and then quietly pressures everyone to pursue it. And because this pressure begins so early, most people never question it. They spend years climbing ladders they never consciously chose. They sacrifice peace for productivity, authenticity for approval, and inner fulfillment for external validation. Then one day, after years of chasing, they finally arrive at the destination they thought would make them happy, only to discover an emptiness they cannot explain. According to the wisdom of Lao Tzu, this is one of the greatest tragedies of human life. Lao Tzu believed that many people suffer because they live according to artificial desires rather than their true nature. Instead of listening to themselves deeply, they become consumed by comparison, ambition, and the need to prove their worth. They spend so much time trying to become impressive that they forget how to become peaceful. In modern society, success is often measured by visibility. The more attention someone receives, the more successful they appear. But Lao Tzu warned against this endless pursuit of external validation because the more dependent your happiness becomes on outside approval, the more fragile your peace becomes internally. Think about how modern life defines success. People are admired for being busy, constantly working, constantly achieving, constantly producing. Rest is often viewed as laziness. Slowing down feels dangerous because society rewards speed and competition. Everyone is rushing somewhere, yet very few people stop long enough to ask whether the direction they are moving in actually aligns with their soul. Lao Tzu observed nature carefully, and nature revealed something different. Trees do not rush to grow. Rivers do not force themselves to flow faster. The sun does not compete with the moon. Yet everything in nature fulfills its purpose effortlessly. Human beings, however, constantly force themselves into unnatural lives because they fear falling behind. They fear being ordinary. They fear not being enough. But what if success has nothing to do with becoming more impressive? What if real success is becoming more aligned with yourself? Lao Tzu believed that harmony matters more than status. A person who possesses inner peace but little recognition may actually be more successful than someone admired by millions yet unable to sit alone with their own mind. Modern culture rarely teaches this because inner peace cannot easily be measured. Society celebrates visible achievements while ignoring invisible suffering. A person may appear successful externally while privately battling anxiety, emptiness, loneliness, or emotional exhaustion. And because everyone is performing happiness, people assume they are the only ones struggling internally. One of the deepest illusions surrounding success is the belief that achievement will permanently satisfy the human mind. But the mind quickly adapts to everything it acquires. This is why many people feel restless even after accomplishing their goals. They finally obtain the thing they believed would complete them. Yet after a short moment of excitement, the emptiness returns. Then the mind creates another target. More money, more recognition, more status, more validation. This cycle never ends because external success cannot fill an internal void. Lao Tzu understood that desire itself often creates suffering. The more people chase endlessly, the more disconnected they become from the present moment. They postpone peace into the future. They tell themselves they will finally relax when they achieve enough. But enough never arrives because the mind always wants more. Real success may actually be much simpler than people imagine. Perhaps success is waking up without dread. Perhaps success is having a calm mind. Perhaps success is being emotionally free rather than emotionally controlled by comparison and fear. Perhaps success is having relationships built on honesty rather than performance. Perhaps success is being able to sit quietly with yourself and feel whole without needing constant distraction. These forms of success are invisible to society, yet they deeply shape the quality of human life. Lao Tzu often emphasized simplicity because simplicity creates clarity. Modern people complicate success by attaching it to endless expectations. They believe they must constantly prove themselves worthy through achievement. But a life built entirely around proving your value eventually becomes exhausting. Imagine spending decades trying to earn a sense of worthiness that should have existed within you from the beginning. Many people are not chasing success because they genuinely desire it. They are chasing relief from feeling inadequate. They hope achievement will silence their insecurity. But insecurity cannot be healed externally because insecurity is an internal relationship with yourself. This is why some people become highly successful yet remain deeply unhappy. They mastered achievement but never mastered themselves. Lao Tzu believes self-mastery is far greater than controlling others or impressing the world. He once taught that conquering others requires force, but conquering yourself requires true strength. In modern life, people focus heavily on external victories while neglecting internal chaos. A person may build a powerful career while simultaneously losing connection with their peace, health, relationships, and spirit. Is that truly success? Society may say yes, but the soul often says otherwise. The danger of chasing society's definition of success is that it disconnects people from their authentic nature. Many individuals spend years pursuing careers, lifestyles, or identities that do not genuinely fulfill them simply because those paths appear impressive externally. They ignore their intuition because fear tells them authenticity is risky. But over time, the cost of ignoring yourself becomes enormous. Emotional exhaustion grows. Motivation disappears. Life begins feeling mechanical. And eventually, people realize they have been living according to expectations rather than truth. Lao Tzu believed that human beings suffer when they move too far away from their natural state. Nature teaches effortless alignment. Birds do not compare themselves. Rivers do not seek applause. Flowers bloom without needing recognition. Yet human beings constantly compare themselves against impossible standards. Social media intensifies this suffering because people are continuously exposed to curated versions of success. They see achievements without seeing loneliness, wealth without seeing anxiety, beauty without seeing insecurity. Comparison poisons gratitude because it trains the mind to focus on what is missing rather than what is meaningful. Perhaps real success is not having more. Perhaps it is needing less. A person who constantly needs external validation becomes emotionally dependent on the opinions of others. Their happiness rises and falls according to public approval. But a person who finds peace internally becomes free. Lao Tzu valued this kind of freedom deeply. Freedom from excessive desire. Freedom from ego. Freedom from comparison. Freedom from the need to constantly prove oneself. Modern society may view simplicity as lack of ambition, but Lao Tzu saw simplicity as wisdom because simplicity creates inner spaciousness. Think about the moments in life that feel truly meaningful. Most are not connected to status. They are quiet moments. A deep conversation. A peaceful morning. Genuine laughter. Feeling understood. Watching nature. Sitting in stillness. Being fully present. These experiences often bring more fulfillment than the achievements people spend years chasing. Yet because society glorifies external success, many people overlook the value of inner richness. They become materially successful while spiritually empty. Another important truth about success is that every external achievement eventually fades. Money can disappear. Status changes. Beauty ages. Careers end. Public attention moves elsewhere. If your entire identity depends on external success, life becomes terrifying because everything external is temporary. Lao Tzu taught that true stability comes from within because inner awareness cannot be taken away by circumstances. A calm mind remains valuable regardless of status. Inner peace remains meaningful regardless of wealth. This does not mean ambition is wrong. Lao Tzu did not teach passivity or laziness. Rather, he warned against forcing life through ego-driven desire. There is a difference between meaningful creation and compulsive striving. One comes from alignment, while the other comes from fear. When people act from alignment, their work feels connected to purpose rather than insecurity. They create not because they need to prove their worth, but because expression itself feels natural. This is why some individuals radiate peace even while pursuing ambitious goals. Their identity is not dependent on achievement. They work without becoming psychologically imprisoned by outcomes. Modern society rarely discusses the emotional cost of success. High achievement often comes with sacrifice. Relationships suffer. Health deteriorates. Anxiety increases. Many people become trapped in endless pressure because once they achieve success, they fear losing it. They become prisoners of the image they created. Lao Tzu understood that attachment creates suffering. The tighter people cling to status, identity, or control, the more fragile they become emotionally. Real freedom emerges when your inner stability no longer depends entirely on external circumstances. One of the most beautiful aspects of Lao Tzu's philosophy is the idea of returning to yourself. Success, in this sense, is not becoming someone artificial. It is becoming more authentic. It is removing what is false. The masks, the endless comparison, the need for approval, the fear of being ordinary. Modern culture teaches people to constantly add more to themselves. More achievements, more possessions, more recognition. But Lao Tzu believed wisdom often comes through subtraction, removing unnecessary desires, removing ego-driven ambition, removing mental clutter. And beneath all that noise, people rediscover their true nature. Many people believe success will finally bring peace. But perhaps peace should come first. Because when peace comes first, success no longer controls your identity. You can pursue goals without becoming consumed by them. You can create without attaching your worth to outcomes. You can fail without collapsing emotionally. You can succeed without losing yourself. The question then becomes deeply personal. What does success truly mean to you? Not what society tells you, not what impresses others, but what genuinely nourishes your spirit. Maybe success means freedom. Maybe it means simplicity. Maybe it means emotional healing. Maybe it means meaningful relationships. Maybe it means waking up each morning without feeling disconnected from yourself. There is nothing wrong with achievement, but achievement without inner peace becomes hollow. A person can own everything and still feel empty inside. Another person can live simply and feel deeply fulfilled. The difference is not external circumstance alone. The difference is alignment. One person is chasing identity externally. The other has already found connection internally. Lao Tzu believed that forcing creates resistance. This applies to success as well. The harder people force themselves into lives that contradict their inner truth, the more suffering they create. But when life aligns with authenticity, things begin flowing differently. Not perfectly, not without struggle, but naturally. Effort still exists, yet there is less inner conflict because actions emerge from sincerity rather than desperation. At the end of life, very few people regret not impressing enough strangers. Most regrets are simpler and more human. Not being present enough, not loving deeply enough, not listening to themselves honestly enough, not experiencing life fully because they were too busy chasing an image of success that never truly satisfied them. Perhaps true success is not reaching the top of a mountain while losing yourself on the climb. Perhaps true success is remaining connected to your soul while walking through life. Remaining peaceful in a noisy world. Remaining authentic in a culture built on performance. Remaining human in a society obsessed with status. And maybe the most successful person is not the one who has the most, but the one who finally realizes they are already enough.